In this video, I'm going to show you guys the 10 songs that have taught me the most about how to play guitar. When I was learning to play each song on this list, it taught me at least one really important thing, and they all pushed my playing forward significantly. We'll start with songs that are a little easier and that I learned towards the beginning of my guitar playing progression, and we'll work our way towards songs at the end of the list which are a little bit harder and which I learned to play a little bit more recently. So let's get right into it with the first song. Of course Smoke on the Water is going to be on the list. I know this song is almost a joke at this point, but I'm an apologist for Smoke on the Water. I think this is a great first song to learn how to play on guitar. The fact is that when you're starting guitar, you gotta learn a lot of really fundamental stuff. I'm talking about stuff like how to hold the guitar, how to hold the pick, how to fret a note, how to pick a note, this kind of thing. And yeah, you can learn this stuff through really dry exercises, but it'd be more fun to learn it through playing a song. And I think because Smoke on the Water is so easy to pick up, it's a great vehicle for that. But Smoke on the Water wasn't the very first song I learned to play. The very first song I learned to play was this one. Now, as a first song, Sweet Home Alabama is a little ambitious, and I definitely didn't learn this song quickly, but it's absolutely iconic. I mean, it's one of the most recognizable guitar parts of all time. Sweet Home Alabama was a great way to practice some open chord shapes, as well as things like string skipping and hammer-ons and pull-offs really early. In fact, because I was introduced to stylistic techniques like hammer-ons and pull-offs so early with Sweet Home Alabama, I really haven't struggled much with hammer-ons and pull-offs throughout my guitar playing progression. This is one of those cool riffs. It just sounds cool, it's fun. I think cool factors shouldn't be overlooked when we're learning to play songs on the guitar, and this next song is certainly cool. School's Out is a song by a guy who had his own comic book. Fans of the channel know that I'm endlessly fascinated with Alice Cooper. As far as helping me advance as a player, School's Out helped me with one skill in particular that was really important for me at this stage in my playing. Because School's Out is played high up on the neck, you have to deal with unwanted string noise. If you can't deal with unwanted string noise, in this song, you're gonna have open strings ringing out as you're trying to play at like the 12th fret. So this song forced me to learn how to mute strings that I didn't want to ring out while I'm playing. String muting is a really important skill for beginners to master, but this next song was my first step into what I now think of as an intermediate level song. Sultans Swing was a big jump forward when I was first learning to play it. It was really hard for me because this song is played fingerstyle. You know, you can't use a pick on this song. But even outside of being a fingerstyle song, I think Sultans Swing introduces guitar players to a couple of really important things. Number one is the pentatonic scale. The solos in this song are pentatonic greatness. The other thing this song does a really good job of is it's a great introduction to playing over chord changes. This song is full of licks that are specific to the chord that they're being played over. And before I learned this song, I didn't really understand playing over changes. Everything in this song strikes the right balance for me between digestible and new and challenging. Can't say enough good things about Sultans Swing. On to the next song. Funk 49 by the James Gang with Joe Walsh on guitar is a really fun song to play. This song taught me three really important things. Number one, this song shored up my rhythm. You have to have really good rhythm to play this song. If you don't, it doesn't really work. Number two, this song helped me combine lead playing and rhythm playing. Specifically, in the main riff, there's a couple of runs that involve playing single notes, but you play them with your right hand almost like you're strumming them. Being able to play just one or two notes with what is basically a full strum with your right hand, for for me at least, was a really important skill in developing my ability to combine rhythm and lead playing. Finally, this song has a lot of what you can think of as controlled sloppiness. Now, Joe Walsh is a guitar god. I don't think there's anything happening on the instrument that he's not intending to have happen, but there is an undeniable sloppiness about this riff, and an undeniable sloppiness about his playing in general. I think learning how to do that, learning how to be sloppy but control it so it's not actually sloppy, is part of maturing on this instrument. I'm not trying to disparage ultra clean playing. Later down the list there's some songs that really help push forward the cleanliness of my playing. But Funk 49 offers something pretty different, and for me, it was a great choice. The next song is one of the most covered guitar songs of all time, and for good reason. Slow Dancing in a Burning Room was not a song that I was super excited to play. I was kind of pushed into it by a guitar instructor of mine, and I'm glad he pushed me because this song really helped me out. The number one thing that this song taught me and really got me to do correctly for the first time are right hand dynamics. For those of you who don't know, being able to play dynamically means that there's a big difference between how loud you can play and how quiet you can play. Like a lot of beginner and intermediate guitarists, I could play quiet no problem, and in fact, most of the time when I thought I was playing loud, I was really playing pretty quiet. Slow Dancing in a Burning Room forced me to actually hit the guitar with my right hand with enough force to genuinely play loud. When I was finally able to do this, it brought a dimension to my playing that I think, again, contributed to my maturity on guitar. Also, like Sultans Swing, this song has a couple of solos that are really good for learning the pentatonic scale. Moving on. Layla by Derek and the Dominoes, Eric Clapton, is another one of those super iconic songs. It taught me how to think about playing fast. The opening riff to this song is played pretty quickly. Now, even today, I'm not a lightning fast player, but I do have a little bit of speed. And one of the things I've learned is that to play fast is not the same thing as playing slow. When you're playing slow, you're thinking about each note individually. When you're playing fast, you have to think about notes in groups. I don't think about the opening riff to Layla as each note for itself. I think of that very first opening phrase in Layla as one collective group of notes. When I was first learning to play this song, that was a sort of mental shift that I had to make, but because it's the opening phrase, I think this song forced me to make that mental shift. And in the long run, I'm better for it. Not to mention that this song is another one of those with just a high cool factor. Now, A Day in the Life by the Beatles does not have a notable guitar part in the original recording. I first got inspired to play this song when I heard a cover version played by Jeff Beck. I learned to play his version, and then after that, I learned to play the version that I just played for you. I should say, I kind of came up with the version that I played for you. This is probably the first song where I made a serious attempt to be able to play a solo guitar arrangement. That is, arrange it so that the chords and the melody would be played at the same time. Now, while solo guitar arrangements are still not something that I totally excel in, it's something that I kind of dabble with every now and again, and it's really fun. Being able to think about music in this way and apply so much theory to the guitar is a skill that I had a little bit before I learned to play this song, but arranging this song, is very low-level arranging, but doing what I did with this song really helped me develop that skill further. It's a very delicate sounding acoustic version, which is in contrast to the next song on the list, which is a very not delicate, not acoustic song. When I'm Gone by Three Doors Down is a total rocker. I learned to play this song when I was in college and I joined a band. This is one of the most fun songs I've ever learned to play, but it taught me something really valuable as well. So like I mentioned, I was playing this song with a band, and When I'm Gone does not have a very long solo section. It does have a guitar solo, but it's not a long one. This was the kind of band where we had the freedom to improvise our own solos, so we didn't have to play the solos exactly as they were played on the record. Up until I learned to play this song, whenever I improvised a guitar solo, it was always a long, drawn-out, magnum opus type thing. I was trying to take the audience on roller coasters of emotion when I definitely didn't have the skill for it, and it was absolutely too much. This song helped me develop the skill of get in, make a musical statement, and get out. It forced me to get really efficient about my solos. I think this is probably the ultimate level of maturity for a guitar player, and it's still not something I have totally mastered, but if it wasn't for this song, I wouldn't have had a really great intro to this at all. But anyway, for the final song on the list, I have something pretty different. Now, Benny and the Jets is obviously famous for being a great piano song, but as a guitar player, it taught me two really important things. Number one is, again, it helped me further my arranging skills. This wasn't a super hard song to arrange, it's pretty straightforward, but, adapting any song that's famous for being on a different instrument to guitar is a bit of a challenge. The second thing this song taught me is how to play really cleanly. Let me explain. Every now and again, my wife, who's a singer, and I will do acoustic gigs as an acoustic duo. I'll play guitar and she'll sing, so I'm the only instrumentalist on stage. And as the only instrumentalist, you have to play a lot cleaner than you would in a rock band. Before we had started playing acoustic gigs, I had only ever played as a part of rock bands. That's not to say guitarists in bands don't play cleanly or that they can't, but when there's bass and drums and maybe another guitar or a keyboard or something going on, there's a little bit more room to sit back if you have to. In the acoustic duo, there was nowhere to hide. I had to play this song really cleanly because it's super famous, so everybody knows how it should sound. And so if you make a mistake, everybody knows exactly what you did wrong. Learning Benny and the Jets really helped me become a cleaner player. And there you go, that's the end of the list. Now, to be clear, there are other songs that have been super important to my playing, but these 10 left a really big impact on me, and they're songs that I revisit all the time, so I hope you liked the list. Hopefully you can take some song recommendations from this, and thank you for watching.